So there's something that I think that most parents wish that they would do more for their kids. I know I wish that I was better at this, and that is pray for my kid. In this video, I want to talk to you about some tips for praying for your kids. What's up, everybody? My name is Dennis Poulette, and on this channel, I try to create conversations for parents so that we can become better parents and do the things that we're supposed to do. If you are a parent, I would love for you to join the conversation by subscribing to this channel. And in this video, I want to talk a little bit about praying for our kids. I know that it's easy to get into this repetitive kind of thing where you just kind of pray the same thing, a quick prayer for them as they're on the way out the door to school. But I've been thinking about some ways that I can kind of up my prayer game as a parent. I wanted to give you some ideas today, and really the big idea of this video is think in categories. And the way to think in categories is to think in different specific areas of your kids' lives. And that's the way you can improve your prayer life for your kids. And I got 5 categories that I want to talk to you about that I think will help you up your prayer game whenever it comes to asking God just to be with your kids in different areas of their lives. So here we go. Number 1 is pray for their friendships. I mean, we know that their friends are a very important influence on their lives, and they're people who are really rubbing shoulders with them every day, people who are really giving them formation that we understand is important. We want them to have good friends, and we want them to be an influence on their friends as well. So if I can pray for my kids and their friendships and their relationships that they have, that's one important category of prayer. Number 2 is pray for their decisions. Every single day is a sea of decision making. They have to think about what to wear. They have to think about what to say. They have to think about what they're going to do with their time, whether or not they're going to look at that thing on the internet. All of these things are decisions that they have to make. And usually as a parent, I say, make wise choices, kids. But then what I can do is pray that God will give them the strength to actually make those wise choices as I'm guiding them and giving them biblical principles about how to make wise choices. So pray for your kids' decision making. The third category is pray for school. And this is much more than just pray that they'll get that good grade on that test that they've got today, which I know is something that I pray. But I also need to be praying for all the relationships that they have at school, that they'll do well at school, that they'll understand how to study, that they'll get that kind of education that they're really looking for, and the stuff that's going to help them in the future, that they'll enjoy it, that they'll find the right things that God wants them to do, that they'll be interested in the correct things. Those are the things that I'm talking about whenever I say pray about your kids' school. Number 4 is to pray about their future. Now, the idea or the thought of thinking about my kids getting married and praying about their future spouses and all of that makes me feel a little bit old, or like there's no way I want to think about those things. But the reality is they're going to grow up, and what I need to be doing is praying for their future, praying for their future spouses, praying for God to guide them into the path that He wants them to go, into the career that they need to study in college. All of those things are incredibly good things for me to pray about whenever I am praying for my kids. And number 5 is obvious, but sometimes we forget to pray about this. Pray about their spiritual lives. One of the things that I want my kids to do is to grow in their love for God. I want them to know Him personally. I want them to love Him intimately. I want them to know that He created them and has great things for them, and He loves them enough to send Jesus for them. So what I want to do is continue to pray that they will grow spiritually, even though sometimes whenever they get to be teenagers, it's hard to see them growing spiritually. But I want to be praying for their spiritual growth so that God can use them in the future. So these are 5 categories that I like to use whenever it comes to praying for my kids. Hopefully they help you a little bit. If you've got a different category, why don't you place it down below in the comments? I would love to hear how other people pray for their kids. Let's start this conversation. So why don't you go ahead and put a comment down below, and we'll see you in another video.